Hello, everybody. Welcome to another great race for round 3 of our FireRed LeafGreen 80% tournament. I'm Iron, and I have QPals here today on commentary with me. How's it going, QPals?
Hello, everybody. Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm excited for this race. I am really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it should be a great one up for sure. So here we
Yes.
have Kukker, Kurddt, and Roushmore. So want to talk about kind of how this matchup's going to go, you think?
I think it's gonna be. I mean, Kukker has been just demolishing the,
Yeah.
the game for like 2 rounds already. So he is definitely favored to win, in my opinion. But Kurt and Roushmore are both definitely solid runners. So I can't see any of them upsetting Kukker if he gets a bad run. But generally, I think Kukker should have this. How about you? What do you think?
Yeah, Kukker I think is the favorite, but Kurt's also been playing this game a lot. He's very, very strong at this game. And then Roush has been around a while as well, so
Yeah,
he'll have to stay close to be in it, but as long as you're in it, you have a chance. So
exactly.
should
So
be getting started any second now.
they are also all running mild squirrels.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's
Yesterday we had all
interesting.
rashes, and today we have all milds. So
Yeah,
Roush's is very good actually. It's got all very high. Well, actually, they're all solid, I guess.
they're all solid. Yeah,
Yeah, Kurt and Roush both have 30 plus and 3 stats.
yeah,
Cougars is also very good as well, all with really good speed.
yeah. That's what you want. You don't want to get outsped by anything, really. Just wasted time. But
Yep.
we're off to go. So, like always, the players will first go through the introduction thing, the tutorial, picking the starter, whatever. They say they have to talk to name themselves one character and do all the stuff that you just do in a normal run. And yeah, this is the same for every runner. And after we finish the lap percent stage, this is where you get started. You will see encounters coming in and whatever. So
Yeah, they've all pre-manip to starter, so because it's very difficult to actually execute a manip, let alone having 3 people do it all at the same time, they've all pre-saved a starter. They're going to go through the motions of just checking the idea to start, but it's unlikely that any of them will be manipping in real time here.
yeah, you can sometimes do it to get the potion, I guess, but I see already Kurt and Roush just going straight to the right of the house, which basically means that they don't want to get the consistent movement of the guy by the fence that you'll see in a minute. And Kukker's also going to the right, so they're all just going for the reset and right into the run.
All right, a little bit of a lag here. I guess they're just resyncing everybody.
Yep.
There we go. So that man outside moves around, and that'll kind of adjust the RNG a little bit in terms of where you want to hit your starter. It is a 1-frame trick, and each of their movements will, and some of the three guys in the lab as well, they'll influence where that RNG will land. But we don't have to worry about that.
Oh, all just picking Squirtle and probably resetting instantly after the rival picks the Bulbasaur, because that's when we allow our runs to reset. And they all have quite similar mashing. Kurt slightly faster. Oh, Kukker actually going for the manip here. Oh, he just forgot that he had to reset. All right.
It was just a bit of muscle memory there. But
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely.
So the rival 1 fight we shouldn't see anything too terrifying happening here. Kurt did die, I believe, in his round 2 race to this fight. That usually happens if you miss, combined with the Bulbasaur critting you, but we're not expecting to see any of that happen here. Fingers crossed.
Everything should be fine. They should just live on about enough HP and be fine. Exactly. Whenever you get crits, you might be in trouble. Kukker does get crit though. So if he misses, he might get a little bit in a sorry situation, but so far so good.
Yep.
Good, first one getting out of the fight.
All right, good. We're all through. That's good to see.
That's good.
We like to see that.
Yeah. So now the professor, no, the rival will talk a little bit more, and then Kurddt will go outside to start his journey here. On the way up to is it Petalburg City?
No, Viridian City.
Viridian City.
Wrong Gen 3 game.
I should have learned my geography again. But they will all kill probably one encounter, and that's mainly just because you need the XP. They might also go for another one, and they all go for the potion by the Mount guy, for safety mainly.
Yep. Yeah, that extra EXP is needed to get Water Gun after Brock.
Yes.
And yeah, that's the main reason. Is there another reason? I don't remember. You can get more experience to get Bubble for Sammy, which is the second mandatory trainer battle after the rival.
So I didn't catch who already killed an encounter. I thought Kurddt saw a level 4 encounter, which probably didn't kill. I didn't catch if he got
I don't think he would have, though. Roushmore definitely,
he definitely
that's the second one I think Roushmore's seen. We'll see if he goes for this level 2 rat here for the extra experience. He does. Okay, good. So he'll have Bubble for Sammy.
Yeah. So what do you think are the advantages of Bubble for Sammy?
I think it's a good play for both races and PB attempts. It kind of depends on what you get in terms of encounters, because you do need to catch some pokes as well. You obviously can't right away because you don't have balls, but on your way back up, you can catch some. If you get a couple of encounters early, it's not a bad play to knock them both out. It's perfectly fine to go for one, but for races, it's much safer because you save a turn on Sammy because you don't have to tail whip. And also Bubble does more, well, Bubble can't miss, and it can do more damage if you get into Torrent as well. I want to explain what Torrent is. I'm sure everybody here knows, but
well, not everybody here. So Torrent is whenever you are below 1/3 of your HP, or on 1/3 of your HP, max HP, your water moves will deal 50% more damage, if I remember correct. Yeah, 50%, and it's just really handy to have for a lot of ranges. And also when you're on a Weedle fight, it's just really good to do just a little bit more damage to the Weedle and just kill him a little bit faster.
Yeah, we might not see people take too many chances with Torrent on Sammy, because one ill-timed Poison Sting crit or getting poisoned might cause a death, but it helps a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. So Kukker and Kurddt, the first people getting out of the lab again. Now they are both going to catch some friends for the HMs. They need a rat or a bird here, and they don't need them both in this class already. They have a backup later, but it's just nice to have them both, I guess. Looks like Kukker is going for a kill here. Oh no, he's just hitting.
Yeah, Kukker hasn't gotten extra experience yet either, so he's gonna have to do that at some point.
Okay.
Kurt's catching his bird.
Doesn't look like Kurddt got his EXP either. So only Roush having the EXP, having killed 2 encounters already. So he just also has Bubble.
Oh, so Kukker does not have it yet going into Viridian State. So he'll probably go for either Caterpie in the woods, or he might go for something after the forest with Bubble. Because you don't really, in the next route coming up, things are a bit higher level, so it's less likely to get something you can knock out quickly with Tackle.
Exactly. And now they've both seen the catch tutorial by the old guy, which you ironically always get after you often already have caught your first encounter. So a little bit ill-placed, but you know, it's there.
Okay, Roushmore's gotten his bird. He gets a rat. So Roushmore actually will have all his experience and extra experience, as well as 2 of his friends before leaving. So he might look like he's behind, but he's got the experience and he's got both of his friends, which might even put him ahead in theory. But we'll keep the audio on. I don't know if it's on Kukker or on Kurddt right now, but we'll keep it on them for now until we get past Brock, probably.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there, when they all have their friends.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's just really hard to tell who's ahead and who isn't
Yeah.
ahead. It's all just a matter of encounters and meshing. Yeah. Whenever we reach Mount Moon, it will be easy to tell who's ahead.
Ooh, Kurddt with a 1% encounter. So in the, I believe it's, hold on a second, let's see if my notes are correct here, what I have here. But if you get an encounter within the first 7 steps after entering the forest or after a fight in the forest, you have a 1% chance to get an encounter. So it's kind of like pseudo-immunity. So you can see Kurddt in his first 7 tiles for sure there. In that little patch, you can get an encounter. That's a 1%.
That's a
little
note,
unfortunate.
so you needed the experience anyways. So it's in Kurt's case not necessary.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yep. Sometimes they are beneficial.
Yeah, but generally less encounters are of course better. We also already see Kukker running away from Weedles. Despite him needing EXP, you don't really want to fight a Weedle because Weedle knows Poison Sting, and if he ends up poisoning you, you're not happy.
Yeah, because you generally get poisoned by Sammy, and so if you use up your antidote, you don't have one left, and then you have to take the center, and you ideally want to enter Brock's gym at low HP for Torrent.
Kukker taking a look at the Pokedex there, assuming his Coachman wasn't safe. Unlucky. It's not the worst.
Yeah, so you're going to probably see all of our racers here saving for Sammy. Definitely Kukker and Kurddt are, and I assume Roush will be as well. This fight is pretty simple to do, but a lot can go wrong. So you can miss tackle, he can crit you with Poison Sting at the wrong time. He can just do Poison Sting over and over and over again because it's a 50% to use each of his moves. So optimally you want to see Poison late in the fight, and then you can manipulate your HP down to where you need to be for the gym, so you can keep Torrent as long as possible.
Exactly. Yeah. Kurddt already on quite low HP, which I guess a Poison Sting and a crit or something, or just a high roll and Poison will.
Oh.
Oh, we get it. Okay.
That's rough.
So yeah, what Iron just said, very low HP on the Weedle there. It's just risky because a crit can happen, and yeah, well then you're just have to read it for the fight, and that's also why we say Kukker though getting out of the fight with poison, which is what you want to see.
Oh, and a 1% right after, nice.
Did he get
Kukker still needs experience as well, so we'll see if he goes for this. He does go for this counter, but he does need to take some damage from poison anyway to get to Torrent, so this is kind of going to be interesting to see what HP he ends up at here.
Yeah.
So he'll probably be in Torrent after. No, will he be in Torrent after this? He might be. Nope, not quite. Hopefully this bubble...
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. Hey, perfect. Yep, so now we'll just manipulate his HP a little more to get himself into Torrent. Roush and Kurddt both poisoned.
Kukker getting a lot of encounters on the way up there. Normally, not what you see.
Was that back-to-back 1%?
I think it was, because there are definitely not more than...
Yeah, he definitely got, like, the second encounter he got was within 7 tiles of Sammy, so I believe that was 2 back-to-back 1%, which is extremely rare.
Yeah.
So we've seen 2 of our runners get very unconventional experience from Caterpies here, but that's fine, that works out. Getting Caterpie gives an HP EV, which you generally want to get speed EVs, especially kind of when you get up to the higher speed thresholds. It's not mandatory, but it helps in certain situations for outspeeding things later on.
Yes. Do you know by any chance if these speed EVs are needed for these speeds? Or is it just later, maybe Carbos, maybe
yeah, it'll depend on whether they need to pick up the Carbos or not in certain situations. So I know for if you have 31 speed and you fight Josh and knock out 2 things on Route 1, you can skip the Carbos in the mansion. So Roushmore might be able to do that if he fights Josh after or Josh and Mount Moon, because he's knocked out 2 things.
Kukker getting scratched here, which is not really what you want to see. Also, oh, he is knocking out the Sentry. I was, I almost got worried there.
Yeah, it's a little unclear, but
so now he is quite low in HP, which might
yeah,
he might have to heal on the Brock fight now. Not saving, which could be risky here.
yeah, he'll probably knock out the Geodude and then heal on the Onyx, because the Onyx probably will just go for Rock Tomb, and Rock Tomb's 80% to hit, so he could chance it and go and hope that it misses. That's not a good thing to do for races, though, optimally.
No.
And so you see Roush here is Roush is level 11 after Liam, which means the Geodude coming up, he doesn't need Torrent to knock it out in one hit. I'm not sure, I can't recall if he's in Torrent. We'll see it very quickly whether he's still in Torrent.
He's not in Torrent. He is
okay.
1 HP off, if I remember correctly.
Okay, so he's got a 7 and 8 chance to knock out the Geodude anyway, so that's still pretty good. That's one of the benefits of that extra experience.
Mm-hmm.
Kukker, I think, is stalling here a little bit. You ideally want to get into low HP after Brock, because Route 3 is extremely slow if you don't have Torrent.
You have to fight a lot of bugs or grass types, and I think it's bugs actually. And it's just very slow if you don't have Torrent, because then you don't one-hit him with Water Gun. So yeah, Kukker's actually slightly too high HP now, which is not the end of the world. You can just get tackled by one of the bugs. And Roush actually dying here. I didn't see what happened there, actually.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure either.
But it's a good thing that he's safe for Brock here. Not risking too much already.
Yeah, some people save for both Liam and Brock. Some people just do Liam. So, luckily in this case, he didn't have to fight Liam again.
No.
Oh, he's going for withdraw on Geodude. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so that would mean that he, I think, wants a tackle and that Rock them just does less damage compared to without withdrawing, of course. But I think this is still.
Oh, we got the
miss. It's Rock to miss.
So he's actually, is he guaranteed to die to? Yeah, he was guaranteed to die to Rock Tomb there.
And oh, he's going for the bubble again, dying again. Because he didn't get the range. It's like a 60% range, and it's the worst range for Pokemon speedrunners in this game, because you just want to hit it, and you almost never do when you want it.
Yeah, Roush might be best off just knocking out the Geodude right away, because he can. He's a 7 and 8 chance. It's a decent shot, and then hoping for some damage from Onyx. That would be a slightly better play. Meanwhile, Kurddt and Kukker going to the Mart. I'm not sure if either of them bought 4 repels. If they did, that means they're likely going to be picking up the Revive and Mount Moon, which is a nice little safety play for races.
So Roush still on the Brock fight. We'll see what happened. Okay, he did indeed go for the bubbling the Geodude instantly. Now getting tackled, and now you just want to hit the range. Not getting it though.
He's fine, because Rock Tomb's actually... Ooh,
it's not fine.
Actually fine.
Was it a high roll, maybe?
I think that was a 1 in 16 roll. I could be wrong though. Looking at the damage ranges here.
He's a mild, so that's definitely
yeah, mild 30 should take 7 to 8 with a 9 as a high roll from that Onyx after a withdraw. But I don't think did he withdraw? I don't think he did. So I think it was.
I don't think he did his one. No.
Yeah. See, Kukker's gotten himself into Torrent after Colton. Colton can be very irritating. All of his bugs have damaging moves, but they also have String Shot, which is they're 50% to use either, and sometimes you really need a move, a tackle or a Poison Sting, and you don't get it. So
we saw Kurddt stalling for I think it was 3 turns or something for a Poison Sting here. He finally got it. He's finally in position to get good Torrent here. So yeah, he's gonna be happy with that one. Unless tackle crit, I think he should just be fine. And even tackle crit isn't gonna kill. Okay, great.
That's good. Sometimes having 2 low HP on this route is bad, especially if you need to get a bird. Because the birds You usually, if you need a bird, you catch it here. If you need a cutter, you catch one after Mount Moon. And the birds deal damage, so you want to be careful if you need one not to be in too low HP.
Yeah. So Roushmore finally getting through Brock here. It took a little while, but he's finally able to go to the route. He has a little bit of high HP again as well, so he's gonna have to stall a bit, but at least he's through this fight. This is not a fun fight to get to have to go through.
And I think, yeah, both Kukker and Kurddt have Torrent, so they're pretty good position. I can't recall whether Kukker caught a bird or a rat, but if he caught the bird already, he'll likely be going for...
I think he caught a rat.
Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going for a bird. Yeah. And he gets one good. So usually if you have one already, you just pass the trainer and don't go too deep into the grass.
I think this is guaranteed as well with his HP.
It should be very close, if not guaranteed.
Yes, okay, so easy catch for Kukker. Now he has all his friends and he doesn't need to catch anymore. And who's he gonna fight in Mount Moon, you think?
Yeah, Josh is a little scary because he's a mild, even though he's got good defense. So getting a crit getting quick attack from both is probably a death for him because quick attack does about 5 damage. So he might go for the bug catcher here.
Yeah, just to be safe. Or saving for Josh could also be an option.
Yep, you're right about that.
But yeah, it's debatable whether if you save, whether you should just go for the safe fight. And Kukker does go for the safe fight here. So if you're in Kurddt, you knock out every Pokemon of the bug catcher in one hit, which Kukker is. So it's just a very safe fight here. No need to stress about it.
And Kurddt is also going for bug catcher, yeah.
Yes.
So there's 4 trainers you can fight in here. Most of the time you'll see them fight this bug catcher. They'll fight youngster Josh, who has 2 rats and a Zubat, and some people fight this rocket spinner, who has a very scary level 13 Rattata, as well as the Sandshrew. There is a hiker, which is generally considered the slowest option, but the safest. Well, I wouldn't even say it's the safest, because the bug catcher is also safe if you're in Torrent, so...
Yeah. So the rocket spinner I just talked about is scary just because the red knows Hyper Fang and it actually deals a lot of damage and it also outspeeds you. So it's just a scary fight to do.
And it's a range as well. So
it's a range as well. So yeah.
So you can get.
Yeah, if you get the range and you don't die, it's really fast. But if you don't get it, it's just probably not worth it in races.
Yeah, especially if it tail whips you turn 1 and then quick attacks you this right away.
They just, yeah. Kukker not picking up the revive here.
It's an interesting play because the revive can be helpful, but sometimes using it and in battle is slower than resetting the fight. So. Certain circumstances, it's beneficial to have.
Yeah. It looks like instead he says he forgot to revive. He's too used to PvP attempts here in this case.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna be risky to say the least. But it could be fine. It's just saving a lot and not dying a lot, of course.
Yeah. I see Roush just entering Mount Moon. We'll see which trainer he goes for here. This Rocket Grunt's generally not too bad. Well, I died to him in my race yesterday, so that was not good. I can't remember exactly what happened. I got Hyper Fang crit, I think. So if Kurddt had got crit there, he would have died. So I would think it was a similar circumstance to what I got. But having Torrent after this fight is very good, because the nerd is much better with Torrent.
Yeah.
Ooh, Disable Miss from Grimer. Grimer disables water gun. It's not good.
Yeah, it's a very bad range after one water gun to hit the Grimer with bubble. So you just want to keep your water gun and be able to water gun away on this fight.
Yep.
Which Kukker can, thanks to the miss. Getting the Volt up range, which is really nice. It's like 60% or so, or something.
Oh, disable miss on Kurt's end as well. Good.
Disable does not want to hit today.
Yeah, so both Miguel's last two pokes are ranges. The Voltorb is 9 and 16, and the Coughing is 14 and 16. Roushmore is going for the spinner.
Yes. So we'll see whether he gets Hyper Fanged or end the range and, you know, whatever. Gets Quick Attack, that's a good start. To get knocked in Torrent and not getting the range. Ooh, okay.
That wasn't even close. So he's going to heal here. It's probably a good play to do that. Tail up into Hyper Fang. Let's see what happens. Okay, that's... Ooh, but the flinch. That was perfect HP, but the flinch is just very unfortunate there. Hyper Fang again?
See, he's healed,
He's
but
just...
still he goes for Quick Attack, right? Oh god, this...
I think he can go... He might be able to go... Well, I don't know how much Quick Attack does. Quick Attack might actually kill from there.
Yeah, you got
He's been tail whipped. Yeah, it does 10, so...
Oh, okay, well. He is through the rat, but yeah. If it works out, it's already fast, but if you miss the range like this, you see it's just kind of annoying.
Yeah.
And it gets very slow.
Meanwhile, Kukker's gotten both his friends, so he got the rare candy and going into Misty's gym. Kurddt, I believe, picked up the Great Ball, so he still needs to catch his cut friend. So he'll be doing that in the grass here.
See if he gets
so,
the
yep, Sandshrews a very good pickup here. LeafGreen exclusive. Instead he gets Swanley Ways.
Yep. Quite unlucky to get Swanley Ways, but...
So you can get a Sandshrew or a Rat. The Sandshrew is great because you can teach it Strength later, and you can... There we go, that's perfect. So he'll be able to teach Strength to this, and won't have to teach it over something onto his Blastoise.
Yep. And I think that says like 10 seconds or something, right? It's a lot.
And he picked up the Great Ball just to improve the catch rate as well.
Yep. So this should just get in. I think it's like 80%, and it does get in. No trolls today. We see Kukker saving for Misty. Well, he did forget to pick up the revive, so saving here is it's not too scary of a fight, but you can get crit, and that might kill your run. And Water Pulse, of course. But Kukker picked up the Burst Berry, and not getting Water Pulse but the Staryu already is a very good start. Well, he does get Water Pulse second turn.
Yeah, it always does it second turn, but it can do it first turn.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yes, it either hardens or Water Pulses turn 1.
Or Tackle.
I think it just tackles on really low HP. I don't think it does on very high HP.
I think I've seen it a couple of times, but it's definitely...
Oh, okay, I haven't, but it's possible.
Yeah, of course. So we see Kukker just getting through the Misty fight. What do you think about his HP going into the rival fight on the bridge?
That HP might be a little bit scary, especially if he gets a quick attack from the Pidgeotto. He'll be in range to die to potentially die to Vine Whip from the Bulbasaur. He's mile 24. Yeah, so the Bulbasaur does up to 17, 18 with a high roll, so hoping for no quick attack here on Kukker's side.
Do you think he ups to heal?
Healing is kind of scary because at higher HP, the Pidgeotto is more inclined to use Sand Attack on you, and then you just have to switch. And then the Bulbasaur, if you get through the Pidgeotto fine, is more likely to use Leech Seed at higher HPs. We have seen it at low HP, though, in some cases.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a tricky situation. Like, optimally, you want to be at an HP where you can tank both a Quick Attack and a Vine Whip. But either way, Kukker's going to save here. All our racers will save here, I think, regardless of whether they have the revive or not, because, well, maybe not. They may not. Who knows? I usually do regardless in races.
Yeah, so this fight really, you have to kick for your life, and kick is like 25% to miss. And I've had a run where I had revive and missed 5 kicks in a row, and then my run just died. So This saving there sometimes is a very nice play. Kukker flinching the burst, so he does not get sand attack. But now, oh, he does want to take damage actually.
That was either a missed click or that was intentional. I'm not sure. Taking some damage is nice though, because of the Bulbasaur.
Yeah, I agree.
But he was opening himself up to the opportunity or possibility of getting sand attack, which could have been bad.
Getting slapped is pretty normal in this fight.
Oh,
what you do not want to see.
His attack is good enough that he can go for the Mega Kick here. Ooh. So he's best off switching now. He needs to switch now for sure.
I agree.
So probably a double sacrifice here. Because now the Bulbasaur is in its own version of Torrent, which is Overgrow, and so Vine Whip does 50% more damage, so it'll do 25, 26 damage. And so we don't want to see that, obviously. His HP is extremely low.
So
but now he can just finish off with he can finish off the Bulbasaur with Bite, so that's fine.
Yeah. So no need to hit a risky kick anymore. Kurddt getting through the bird just fine. Now getting on the Bulbasaur. We'll see if you also get seeded. Hopefully not. He flinches the Bulbasaur. That's what you want to see.
And hit. Very nice. Yeah, that's good HP too, because he wasn't in any range to die to a non-crit Vine Whip. And if he's lucky, he'll get, well, it's not required, but he could get knocked into Torrent by the Rattata's quick attack as well, which could be beneficial.
Yeah, it's slightly faster to be in Torrent, because you can use Water Gun, which saves a little bit of menuing on your move select, but it's not that necessary.
No. The Charmander route absolutely needs Blaze for this Nugget Bridge. It's kind of required because Charmander doesn't have a really strong water move, Water Pulse. It's a very nice benefit that the Wartortle route or Squirrel route gets, is you get a stab move from TM from Misty very early.
Wait, Roush in chat saying that he is out. I have no idea what happened there.
As far as we can see, Roush is fine. Ooh, we got crit by the Staryu.
Also confused, but yes.
Or confused, rather, yeah. Yeah, or... Confused again, oh.
Oof, that's rough.
Yeah, that Staryu's like a 93% range with 2 bites, so it's very... ooh, another crit. This is awful.
This is really bad, yes.
Like, he got a decent roll in the Starmie, but he has to... Oh, he's just...
Oh. What happened there?
I think he's forfeiting, yeah.
Oh, that's
let's all give GGs to Roush in the chat. That was really rough. Don't want to see that at all. He just had a really great start, and then kind of things all fell apart on Brock and then also on Misty. So this section of the run for Kurddt and Kukker is not super exciting. There are a couple Mega Kicks we have to hit, but overall, not much happening here. We saw Kurddt hit that kick on the Oddish. I don't recall if Kukker did or not, but hopefully he did.
So I don't see on which guy. Oh, they're both on the same trainer. So Kukker is finishing the trainer off. Kurddt is just on the trainer.
Very close,
so
yeah.
They are very close to each other still. Despite Kurddt actually finishing Misty like a minute behind Kukker, his rival fight was way faster, so he actually cut up a lot. Which is great for Kurddt, and also great for the race's sake, in terms of how do you call it? How close they are.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't paying attention, but...
That's alright.
Yeah. So both our right racers are in Torrent right now, so if you have water guns left, you can just mash A in some of these fights to use water gun rather than hitting a right input over to water pulse. You usually only have about 6 or 7 left at this point, so, and sometimes even less depending on how things go earlier, so sometimes you're just forced into using water pulse anyway.
Right.
Coming up here. Oh, sorry, go ahead. I
don't know if we have a 2-player view for this race now.
There should be one. I'm not sure if we can control it.
I don't see it now. Anyway, what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, so there's a couple items they're going to pick up coming up here. There's an elixir, which is hidden, and there's also could be a pecha berry, which is a little bit out of the way, but might be useful for Koga later. We'll see if either of our racers pick that up. But yeah, I was just trying to find something to talk about because there's not a whole lot going on right now.
Yeah. Well, we always have a couple of sections in this run where you just mash A. Sometimes you press the right button and then you just go, and this is one of them.
Yeah.
It's the.
There will be a spinner pass coming up here as well, but.
Yes, we'll see if Kukker or Kurddt do the safe pass or they just risk the 1 in 16. So normally you can just run up, release your run button at a good time, and then you can just pass by. But he has a 1 in 16 chance to see you there, which loses like 30 seconds or so. We see Kukker just walking by,
casually stroll by. Yeah. Yeah, you can also do a double TMK manip as well, which is the slowest but safest option, provided you hit the TMK button quickly. Looks like Kurddt went for the 1 in 16 risky pass, but got through.
Yes. Kurddt also running, so getting a little bit of an advantage of Kukker there, who just walks.
There is a pass that Shiru particularly is very good at, which is faster and, if you do it correctly, is, I believe, 100% safe. So
yeah, it is 100% safe.
But it's very difficult to execute.
Yeah, it's basically you turn frame, you pause manip, just so you quickly flash the menu, then you walk right up. This is a lot of buttons you have to press in like a very short time, and it takes a lot of practice to get it right. And I don't know.
Both are.
No,
I've never tried that. I just learned how to do run to bike on the guy east of Cerulean, so.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
That's a good start for me, at least. Both our racers here are fighting Camper Flint. You can fight Hiker Knob there. He's a little bit slower of a fight. You get some extra experience a bit early, which does improve some damage ranges later on, but then some later on are a little bit worse. So it's kind of a... Well, I think overall it's a bit slower, but kind of depends on what you're used to. Oh, Kukker missing a mega kick there.
Hitting the second one. He has to hit one more, and then he's out of kick territory for now.
Yeah, you do get an ether just before Bill, so you can get you can restore mega kick PP for later on.
Yeah. Which you
do. This is another one. Ugh.
That's rough.
So you can go for Water Pulse Torrent here. It's about a 36 and 16 range.
Yeah.
And he missed it, unfortunately.
But he's fine.
So with that, Kurddt pulls ahead slightly.
Yes. So Kurddt is like, I think 15 seconds ahead here. It's really swinging all ways now. It's crazy. Very close race so far. So Kurddt will be the first one to save Bill from his Pokemon misery. He will turn into a human again, and yeah.
Yeah, and I don't recall what he is in Gen 1, but in Let's Go, he's a Nidorino.
Yeah.
So he has a bunch of different costumes.
Right. What do you know what he is in red?
I don't know actually off the top
Yellow?
of my head.
I also don't know.
I think he's just it's hard to tell because the overworld sprites are a little more there's a lot less of them in Gen 1, so I'm not sure exactly what Pokemon he's supposed to be there.
Right.
But,
So now
yep.
we see Kurddt running back to the city he just left. He's gonna go south now to go to. I really should have learned my geography.
Vermilion.
Vermilion City to first fight the rival on the boat and then fight Surge probably, unless he's going for late Surge.
Yeah, that's an interesting option. I'm not sure if we're going to see it in this race because it is a little bit slower. Ideally, all our runners here, both our racers here, want to go for a #1 result because only the top 3 second place finishers will advance. So winning guarantees you advancement. So I can't imagine either of them will go for late surge. I don't recall if any of them even ever done late surge before. So it's I don't think that'll happen.
No, I don't think so either. But leaving options open, you know. Maybe they want to go for a little bit extra safety. You never know.
Kukker missing again on the Drowsy with Mega Kick. That's quite a few. That's at least 3 misses so far that I've seen, but maybe more. I don't recall.
He missed 2 on the Odysseus. I don't think he missed on the Bulbasaur. So, well, yeah.
Or the Oddish before, yeah. So I think it's just 3 so far. Kurddt picking up a rare candy here. So depending on whether you fought Knob or Flint, if you fought Knob, you candy before this fight. If you fought Flint, you would candy after this fight. To 27. Yeah.
So what's the difference between candying here or there? Does it mess many things up?
It well, it helps a little bit with experience and damage range. Well, not so much experience, but it helps a little bit with damage rolls potentially from you and on you on the level 3 fight. So the Ivysaur might do less damage to you if you're a higher level. It kind of depends on what your special defense ID is. And especially Kurddt, with his lower attack here, 6 attack, he would almost definitely do less damage with, well, he will do less damage with 26, but he would probably have a range with Mega Kick and Bite on the Ivysaur.
So we see Kurddt doing another shopping session here. You have to buy some repels and paralyze heals because, well, you will encounter Pokemon that will Thunder Shock you, which is quite annoying if you can't get out of it. And repels for the running through a rock tunnel later on, and also super potions mainly for safety, I suppose, and also setting up HP later in the game. We'll see.
Kurddt bought some extra awakening. I don't know if he bought the awakenings already, but he bought some there as well. So he might have only bought 1 earlier, and because the shopping might vary a little bit here for races versus PB attempts. So Kurddt, I believe, saved before entering this floor of the SSN. He probably also menued there as well, so that just saves him opening up his menu a second time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kruger's doing the exact same thing.
Yeah. You could argue menuing later, but this is probably in the guy's muscle memory at this point.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't. I don't think you'd ever save in a race, so, or in a PB attempt rather. In a PB attempt.
That's right. I mean, menuing in that spot is probably in the guy's muscle memory because it's the fastest place to menu if you're just doing PB attempts.
So this fight, if you have Torrent for Pidgeotto, you can knock it out with Water Pulse. But then if you're too low HP for the Ivysaur, you generally have to Super Potion, turn 1 on the Ivysaur, and then it has a chance to Leech Seed you if your HP is too high. Look at reset here.
Kukker getting instantly resetting. He doesn't have a sway.
Oh, that's right.
So he has to do a run of shame here. So, yeah.
Looks like Kurddt hit both his kicks on the rival fight, so pretty clean fight for Kurddt.
Yeah. So Kurddt pretty safely putting ahead now.
Yeah,
However,
adding his
Surge
lead
is
a bit.
coming up, so if he gets bad cans, all the time he saved might vanish again. But we'll see what happens to Kukker first. Critting the bird second turn is what you never want to see. The text of a critical hit loses like a second or two, so
Yeah. You can't die to Vine Whip here unless it crits, so went for Sleep Powder. So this should leave him at 1 or 2 HP. Okay, it left him at 4. And he's going to opt to go for the Super Potion. Obviously, if he went for the kick and missed, he would just die because he doesn't have slaves or revive. So, or friends, I should say. So, oh, we missed the kick there as well.
could be. We'll see if he heals again here. He does just go for the kick and misses. Is this? It is that.
Ooh.
Kukker having to reset.
Was that
the board
18
again.
HP? It was. Okay,
It was
that
8.
was... What was that? Well, that was pretty favorable.
Was pretty favorable. Wow. Damn. Well, we'll see Kukker doing the run of shame again. Probably just could have potioned there and accepted a little bit higher HP, but yeah.
Yeah, Kukker's not out of this just yet. A lot could go wrong here. Surge is another big roadblock that our runners will see. So if Kurddt has some bad luck here, we could have a tight race again.
Exactly.
And Kurt's leaving the boat around 44, low 44, which is pretty good for races.
Yeah, I agree. We also already taught cut, so you can just rip through this bush. Kukker now getting the Flinch and Arbiter and the kick, so okay. But, okay, I thought he missed the range for a second, but he's fine. Yeah, from here the fight should be, should go to Kukker's favor.
Yep. So the cans puzzle pretty much, the first can can be anywhere, and then the second can is adjacent to the first. So we're hoping that our runners will get corner cans, because that means it's a 1 in 2 chance to find the second can. And they'll save before choosing the can, because it's much faster to do that than it is to start all over again, on average.
Yeah, there are instances where you can just YOLO the cans and you just don't save and you risk it. But that's mostly for bad PB attempts. We do see Kurddt getting a 2 can and opting to save. So now it can just be the right or the bottom can. The spinner is not really actually placed because he has to ooh,
No, he just looks like he just YOLO'd at the spinner.
He did YOLO the spinner. So he could have been seen there and then he had to reset anyways, but yeah, this is not much worse. It worked out, that's all that counts. So now we see Kukker waving to the boat. And we see Kurddt running right towards the search fight. So yeah, this is a tough fight.
Yeah, so Kurddt did save before Surge. He just saved for the can. So sometimes if you find the can before you fight the gentleman, then it's arguable that it's a good idea to save again. But because he had just saved after the gentleman and found the can really easily, no point saving a second time. At Voltorb, your speed he's speed tied with it, and it's a 13 and 16, but he won both of those.
Yes.
So his HP is a little interesting here for Raichu. Ooh, Shockwave turn 1, that's interesting.
Yes.
He should be able to tank a second one here.
Not
Ooh, we got crit though. Oh.
Ooh, that's rough. Kukker meanwhile finding his can. But not finding the second one instantly. Oh, he does, yeah, he did not save here. So now Kurt's doing the walk of shame again. But yeah. Could you explain the Raichu fight a bit?
Yeah, so the Raichu will almost always go for double team turn 1. He can use Thunder Wave, and we did see Shockwave there, which is kind of bizarre, but it can happen. he'll keep spamming double team generally until you hit him with a move. So once you hit him with a water pulse, then he'll go for shockwave usually. So optimally, you do want to take some damage on the Voltor because then you can get knocked into torrent by the shockwave, and then you can knock it out with a torrent pulse, because 2 pulses out of torrent doesn't knock out the Raichu.
Exactly.
But because he didn't take damage, you have to go for a kick turn 2, which is really awkward because kick's inaccurate and double team makes it even more inaccurate.
Yeah. I think at this point it's already like 50% to hit, if not worse, so it's a very annoying fight, this one.
Oh, he gets the kick there.
So that's really good for him. But does get paralyzed here, which is annoying.
That's the problem with Mega Kick, yeah.
He does not have to do an extra menu in because you have to register the bike in like a minute or 2 anyways, but it's just annoying to scroll to paralyze you and heal it up, etc, etc.
Yeah. So you see Kukker took some damage early, got hit the pulse, and then hit the second one perfect. So got knocked into torrent by Raichu's shockwave, and then was in torrent, so he had that extra boost to knock it out turn 2. So very nice.
Yeah, it really is. So he's catching up a bit again.
Yep, so even though he lost a bit of time early to Rival 3, Kurddt had a bit of a rough surge, so his lead is a little bit smaller now.
Yeah, so Kurddt is now out 30 seconds ahead of Kukker, based on when they exited the search fights. Which is nothing really at this point in the game. A lot can still happen. It's still anybody's race.
Yeah. Yeah, this next split has a lot of Mega Kicks, so we'll see what happens here. As well as a couple scary fights. One in particular. Oh yeah, in this route you can get a 1% encounter, because you walk through exactly 6 tiles of grass, and within the first 6 tiles on a regular route you can get a 1%. Didn't see any of them there, so that's good.
It's, yeah, it loses like 10 seconds and it's mostly just tilting.
Yeah.
If you get it. Of course, you don't want to lose the 10 seconds, but all of us just want to go fast. So we both see the runners picking up the bikes, and about to fight Alicia now. Alicia is a very annoying trainer because you have to hit 2 Mega Kicks, and if you miss him, you can get either slapped or paralyzed, or I think poisoned even. Which
yeah, there's a lot of different nasty status moves, and also they can use Sweet Scent, which means your ability to avoid moves goes down. So I'm not sure, but I believe that once you're hit with Sweet Scent, any status move that's used after is almost guaranteed to hit you. So
I think it's about 99%, yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's kind of like the Mega Kick with the X accuracy.
Yep. Which is just super annoying if it happens. But we see both. Okay, so they are good hitting both kicks. Kukker already hitting 1 kick. Good, slightly ahead still. If Kukker hits the next kick, he's probably safe for a little bit. Also because he's in torrent for the next fight.
Yep.
Which is,
so Kurddt looks like he didn't do the run to walk or run to bike perfectly, so just does the bagman up there. Slightly slower, but better than hitting the trainer.
Yes. It's not the worst trainer. I think he has a Machop and a Geodude. But it's definitely time loss.
Yep.
See if Kukker gets it. Kukker does get it.
Very nice.
So yeah, this fight you knock out the first 2 pokes with 1 move, and then the Venonat is, I think, close to guaranteed, but not for Kurddt with the kick, but it is guaranteed with Water Pulse Torrent.
Yes, I think it's a 3 and 8 without Torrent.
Yes.
We're getting poisoned here, which knocks him. Will probably knock him into Torrent. Oh no, actually it won't. But he doesn't really need Torrent here, because there are some scary fights coming up. Well, Martha is very scary, so we don't want to see that. Looks like he's just going to take some damage and then heal off the poison when he does the menu coming up here.
Yes.
We'll see if he heals as well. Now, I believe Kurddt missed I don't know how many kicks Kurddt missed on Surge, but he might be very low on kicks now, so we might see him using his elixir very soon.
I think he
his attack.
So
his attack is low enough that he'll be going for bite on Martha on the Oddish because kick doesn't do enough. He does use the elixir, okay, so he was pretty low. You're gonna have to use it at some point, so yeah, depending on when you use it, that'll dictate which strat you do for the next rival fight coming up, because you might not have enough mega kicks.
This is really interesting. Kukker is literally like half a second ahead now. I think he didn't repel yet, but yeah. Did he get to range? He did. To poke range.
That's very good.
So it's a hard range again. I think it's like 6 in 16 or something.
No, I think with if you fight Hiker Knob, it's like 11 and 16. But if you fight to Flint, it's 3 and 6. It might be 1 and 4, or it would be a 3 and 16 range. I don't recall. It depends on whether you have 31 or 30 special attack.
Yeah.
JP in the chat saying it is 4 and 16. Thank you, JP.
Thank you.
And it's 1 and 8 at level 30 at 30 ID. And the second slowpoke is a slightly worse range because it's higher level and higher defenses.
So we see Kukker saving for Marta mainly because he still doesn't have a revive, does he?
No, he does not. He did get the bow heal, so his friends are alive, but he doesn't have the revive, so they're not helpful anyway. Unless he needs to switch out to heal, of course.
Missing
we
the
see Kurddt went for kick and did not get the range. I'm not sure what the range is there, but it's not great.
I think it's definitely a just bite situation at this point. But
yeah, for bite makes the most sense with the lower attack. Did Kukker go for kick and miss? I wasn't. I was looking at the damage rolls.
I think he
the Oddish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Getting for the fight anyways.
Yeah. Once you miss, you might as well just go for the bite again, just to be safe, because you do want to hold on to as many of those kicks as long as possible.
Yeah. Choosing to elixir now. Yeah, we didn't need the elixir after the place Kurddt, so. But he does need some kicks for coming fights here.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And both are racers going for bottom hiker, which means that they're both doing the world record route, which, as you can imagine, is the fastest route. You can fight the top hiker here, which puts you pretty much on this par with the same experience route as the knob route. That fight's got 1 extra poke, but it's you higher level, especially for the hideout coming up.
Yeah. You do get it's basically, if you do the route, you have higher level through the middle section of the run, but lower levels through the later section of the run. And there's one range specifically on, I think it's Hill Rival, the Gyarados with Blizzard. It's actually a pretty annoying range. It's pretty annoying if that's the range, and that is a range with the route that these guys are both not doing.
Yeah, it's a 11 and 16 range, I think. At +2 Blizzard.
Yes.
But we don't have to worry about that now.
No.
There's another range on Viridian Rival as well, which we can talk about when we get there, which is also a range on the knob route, and it's not going to be an issue for these guys. The Rock Tunnel is probably the most execution-heavy part of the run because you obviously can't see too far around you, and so really knowing where everything is and knowing where you are at all times is really key to getting through here quickly.
Yeah, it's tough. You have to rely on muscle memory and just visual cues, and you can literally see like nine tiles, so it's tough to rely on those things. But yeah, at this point, well-rounded runners that we have here, they surely manage to navigate through the tunnel.
Yeah, for sure. We saw Kurddt get quick attack crit from that Pidgey, which puts him at an HP where if he holds on to this health and doesn't run into anything scary, he can use Water Pulse on the Raticate and the Hideout, which saves him using Mega Kick. Which is nifty.
Mm-hmm.
And both our runners dismounting before talking to Dudley here, which means they will be doing the run to bike in the dark on the nerd right after.
Yeah,
which is probably the hardest bit of execution for Rock Tunnel.
Yeah. As if not seeing anything wasn't enough, there's a spinner coming up, and these guys know exactly when to hop on the bike to not get seen by the spinner, and it's a pleasure to see. It really is.
Oh, for sure. You can bag manip the spinner, but again, it kind of, if you do it quickly, you have to kind of know where you are, and that can be tricky to hit the pause at exactly the right time. Or you could just YOLO him too, which is
we have
known
seen.
as the Shabla Pass, is what it's known as.
The Shabla Pass, yeah. So both runners getting it. It's a pleasure to the eye. It really is. Kukker getting a little bit on the wrong path there, but finding his way to the trainer anyways, and they are so close right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is such a great race. So yeah, if you guys got sick of all the darkness on the screen, we are actually very close to seeing things again. So
Ooh, Kukker missed.
Enjoy the darkness while it lasts. We will get sunshine.
So actually, we have we should, in theory, switch the audio to Kurddt because he's slightly ahead here.
Yeah, sure.
Even though they're virtually tied.
Oh.
Although Kukker's missed a few kicks, so he's
Yeah,
fallen
I
a bit
switched audio
behind
to
here.
Kurddt at this point. So
Yeah.
And we hit a buying, so the switch went fine. All right. So another bit shopping here. Again, buying repels and also escape ropes, because there are a couple of places where you can just escape rope out of, which is faster than walking out or even teaching dig to one of your friends, which is an
Yeah.
option.
Teaching dig is really slow because you have to teach it, and then sometimes escape rope is used in the same menu as something else, like teaching a move, or usually it's teaching a move or using an item like a potion. So going to the Pokemon menu thereafter to use dig is just slower. So I think we did see one race in this tournament where someone used an escape rope by accident, and then they had to teach dig as a backup, but it doesn't happen very often.
So now we see Kurddt cycling to what's it
Celadon.
called? Celadon. Yeah, I just got it. So this is where he will find some rocket trainers, and we'll have to fight Giovanni for the first time in this game. But first, he will have to find a secret lever. And we'll see whether he finds it or not.
Yeah, so this area is in theory optional in Gen 1 because you can use the Pokédoll on the Marowak and Lavender Tower, but in FireRed they made Pokédoll. They didn't make Pokédoll work there, so we have to do this hideout.
That's unlucky.
So Kurddt will be in Torrent, so he was able to go for Water Pulse on that rat there. I'm not sure if Kukker's in Torrent either.
I don't think he is. Which means that he does need to kick, and which, yeah, of course, kick can miss. You generally just prefer Water Pulse.
Yeah, he's probably very low on kicks as well, because he elixired pretty early, and he also missed a few on Dana. So we'll see what happens here. I don't recall how many he has left.
There's
He's
two
got a
left.
couple left. Oh, he missed again.
Oof. Okay. So we'll see
Quick
which.
attack. That's not Torrent, but he's
Confused.
just going double pulse here.
This is a slow fight.
We saw Kurddt pick up the black glasses, which is a very useful item, held item that's used to boost dark type moves, and bite is a dark type move, and it's actually extremely necessary for a couple of the fights in the late game, as well as some random ranges here and there from here on.
I think you mostly need it for a fight in the Elite Four actually, but it's well just
Yeah, for
very
Lorelei.
Yeah. But you already get it here, because it's just such a good item. Kukker also getting it.
Kurddt grabbing the rare candy as well. For Nobrot, you actually candy before the lift key guy and to level 35, which makes the next two guard rockets that Kurt's about to fight slightly better ranges, particularly the Ekans and the Arbok as well, depending on whether if you're in Torrent, of course. So we'll see. Yeah, so Kurt's fighting the right side guy first, so that's beneficial because the second Ekans, or the Ekans in the first guy on the left is has worse or has better special defense. So this Ekans is a slightly better to do earlier. Kukker not picking up the max ether. So there's a max ether right there underneath where the lift key guy is, and that could be used as a race strat to restore Mega Kick PP. So you can do the Mega Kick strat on Lavender Tower, which we'll talk a little about in a little bit. Kukker's a bit behind, so that might be why he skipped it, or he maybe just wasn't going to go for it all along, but that is an option that the runners have.
Yep. So Kukker now also fighting the left guy here. So they do the fight in a different order. I don't know what the advantages are exactly, but it's mostly just ranges. So now it looks like they are fighting the same guy, but they're actually fighting Kurddt is still one fight ahead, funnily enough.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting there, but
wow.
But both of them will hit level 34 after these two fights, and then they'll use two candies to evolve into Blastoise, because Giovanni is very difficult to do with Wartortle.
I think I've done it in casual playthroughs as a kid, but it definitely wasn't fun. Because yeah, Giovanni, his Kangaskhan knows Mega Punch, and I think it just deals so much more damage to you if you're a Wartortle compared to a Blastoise.
Oh yeah. Both of these guys are mild, so they're minus defense natures, which means they'll take a little bit more on average than neutral special defense, or neutral defense rather, with Modest or Rash would have. But they have high IVs, so it's not awful, but it's definitely not the most optimal defense you'd have for here.
Yeah.
If you're in Torrent, you can hit the Kangaskhan, but if you're not in Torrent, such as usually you'd have to be really low HP for this hideout to be in that situation. You have to 3-hit, and if it tail whips into Mega Punch, that can deal a lot of damage, and if it crits, it's usually a death.
I didn't
usually
see saved here actually, I'm sorry. So he does get tail whipped. So Mega Punch could Could be
Oh,
scary,
you got the
but it
miss. Okay.
might have gotten lucky there.
Yeah. So he was arranged to die to that Mega Punch. So Mega Punch does up to 42 with a high roll. So a little bit of a
risky
white knuckle moment there for Kurddt, but all good.
Yeah. But I do think he also still has to revive, so he was fun anyways. Kukker on the other hand does not have a revive, so he might just play a little bit safer if he gets the same situation.
Yeah, so if he gets 2 Mega Punches, it's very likely he dies. If he's got Bite, so the only thing that can go wrong here is if Mega Punch crits. But he got confused, so that's a little slow, but can be good if he hits himself and you need to not take any damage. So he actually comes out of the fight in decent HP as well for the next fight. He might not be healing, we'll see. Meanwhile, Kurddt going shopping, I didn't see what he bought, but I'm assuming he's doing, because he didn't miss too many kicks earlier on, I'm assuming he's going to go for the X attack strat on Rival 4.
Yeah, I think so too. Which is, yeah. The X attack strat is just a strat where you, I think it's guard spec, X attack, and do an X attack. And you are like, we talked about Mega Kick being 25% to miss. With the X attack strat, it's only 1% to miss. So it's really a lot better. And it's generally the preferred strat. Kukker can actually not do it because he has no kicks left. So we see him buying extra specials here.
Yeah. So the other option is to use, instead of the X attack with X accuracy, you do a couple X specials, 1 to 2 I think. I haven't done this strat in a long time, I should check to see exactly, but it's 1 to 2, yeah. So you use 2 generally if you end up in low HP and you can't tank a hit from the Ivysaur. If not, if you go to +1 if you can tank a hit from the Ivysaur. And then you have to hit it twice. So it's kind of dependent on your HP here. The big problem with this strat is that the Pidgeotto can use Sand Attack. And if it does that, you either have to use an X accuracy here and not use one later, or you have to chance missing.
Yes. We see Kurddt not opting to save for this fight. Because he's using the X attack strat, this fight should be very safe. Because he is very likely to just not faint here. But I mean, anything might still happen.
Ooh,
getting crit is
got crit.
Is it
a little dicey?
He will definitely have low HP at this point.
Quick attack. Okay, that's kind of scary. So
Not a
gets
quick
quick
attack
attack again.
Ow.
Okay.
This is sketchy.
He's definitely gonna have to heal, use a potion at some point. He'll probably use it on a later, maybe the bag manip on the channeler coming up.
Yeah. Kukker also.
Because there are a couple things with quick attack later. We don't want to see quick attack.
Yeah. Kukker also not saving with doing the more risky, annoying strats. So we'll see if he what happens. Getting gusted is good.
It's gonna go to +2. I got gust again. Okay, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
So now the Ivysaur is a 13 and 16 range, I believe.
I think so too. Yeah.
The Torrent, yeah.
If he does not get it, it might get risky, but he does get it. Okay. Lucky. Well, not lucky. Fortunately.
The restream I'm seeing, it's a little less clear than the Twitch on the Twitch side of things. So it looked like he missed the range, but
yeah, the bar is a little bit. I agree. Okay, he didn't get the crit by the trash there.
Yeah, so he'll have to heal as well, probably.
Yeah, I agree. 3 HP for both of these guys. I didn't see if Kurddt healed already, but he should heal anyways. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went from total darkness in a tunnel to just a very misty tower experience here. It's just,
yeah. Mockwing in the chat saying he's okay on HP. He probably will, if he gets double quick attack from the rats coming up, that could be a problem. But he should be fine for 1.
I mean,
Yeah, he'll take up to 9 damage from Eradicate with a high roll, and he's gonna level anyway before that Eradicate. So if he gets quick attack from the Rattata, that might be a problem. So we'll see what happens if that happens.
They both have enough healing items to adjust if necessary, but you know, you have to realize that you are actually in fixed situations sometimes. And Kukker indeed opting to heal here already.
Yeah, that's a good. That's a smart
in
play.
case of crits or whatever. Just good to do. So yeah, we talked about this section on the. Well, we never talked about this section, but much like the bridge section, this is another section which is pretty much mash A and you're fine, especially if you have good HP, which both of these runners have.
Yep.
Sometimes it's you have to set up Torrent for Kukker fight that's coming up in a bit, but I think both of these runners are just completely fine HP wise.
Yeah, so optimally you want to exit Rival 4 in Torrent, because trying to get Torrent off of either the Marowak or the Golbat coming up, they're not very nice in trying to get you Torrent sometimes, because they're not guaranteed to hit you, and sometimes they do way more damage than you'd like. So for example, the Marowak has Bone Meringue, which hits quite hard, because it hits twice.
But if you don't have to take damage, you just water pulse it and it dies, like you see on Kurddt's screen here.
Yep. Yeah, that Marek's pretty tanky. It's got perfect IVs, so you need to be in Torrent to knock it out.
Wow.
It's got 31s across the board. It's neutral nature, I believe, but it's still pretty bulky.
Oh wow, okay. That is bulky. I was always wondering why he was so tanky. That explains a lot.
Yeah,
I don't think you can catch it either, can you?
No, you can't.
Unlucky. Otherwise you could.
Like it just dodges the ball.
Yeah. That's annoying.
Even the on the Charizard route, you have Flamethrower, which is a super strong move. It's like Surf for Blastoise.
Yeah.
It's still a range.
Wow.
With the Charcoal as well, which is a held item that you can pick up. So it's very, very bulky.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, now we see both these guys fighting rocket trainers. These fights are generally just not scary unless you miss an input. Maybe it can become scary. But yeah, the quick attacks that Iron talked about a minute ago can get annoying if you have good HP. I don't think both runners mind getting a quick attack having picked up the Oran Berry, but not having to do the extra menuing is just a lot better.
Yeah, you put the Oran Berry on at the same time, or use the Oran Berry at the same time you teach Surf or something like that. So it's a little bit of time loss, but obviously better not to see it. I don't think either of them can die to any quick attack like crits anyway. Like I think maybe for Kurddt if both crit, there's a chance, but I don't actually know. And it would have to roll pretty high as well, so it's not likely.
I agree. It's I don't think it's gonna happen now. But yeah, they're still both really close to each other. Technically, Kukker did a slightly quicker rival fight, but yeah, it doesn't matter at this point. So, well,
yeah, which of them got? Which one got Sandshrew? Was that Kurddt or Kukker?
It was Kurddt who got Sandshrew.
Okay. Kurddt has a little bit of a lead there as well.
Mm-hmm.
More of an advantage.
Yeah. So now we see Kurddt picking up the poke flute, which you need to wake up a Snorlax in like a minute or two. He has been blocking your way to advance through the game. And looking at his back there for a second. We first see him picking up the T, because some guards in this game don't want to let you pass. Don't want to let you pass because they are thirsty. And when you give them the T, they do let you pass. I don't know why it works, but
Yeah, T
Pokemon,
doesn't.
I guess.
Yeah, T makes me more thirsty usually.
Yeah.
In Gen 1, you just buy a drink from the vending machine in Celadon department store. So there's no tea there.
If I remember correctly.
You can use either of them, but the freshwater is the cheapest, so that's the one. And it's the
Oh.
easiest to scroll to, because it's the top one.
I see. So, Kurt woke up a Snorlax. Snorlax is angry, and, well, what do you do with angry people? You just run away. Which we see Kurt do. Now is an interesting spinner pass coming up. It's, you can do a very quick
Yep.
pass. With pass manip a couple of times, but we'll see what Kurt does here. Does go for the pass manip. So this is
Very nice.
a pretty hard trick if you don't practice it ever. It's you have to pass at good times and you have to do the movement correctly, otherwise you might get seen. But yeah, just getting it is very good.
Yeah, that kind of depends on. Usually, that requires them to spin and then you immediately pause, because that gives you enough time to move before they spin again. There's other options where you can bag manip. There's one where you go to the can go to the bottom row of tiles. They have only one tile of vision each, so and then you can do a single bag manip once the guy on the bottom turns.
Yeah.
Obviously, he can't look left or up for that to happen, or you can do 2 bag manips as well, which is obviously the slowest.
Yeah, we saw Kukker do a bag manip there, which is the slower option, but it's safer if you just use your buttons correctly.
Yep.
So, yeah. At this point, it's always better to just not hit the trainer. So being safe is definitely just probably a good move there.
So Safari Zone, this is not too exciting, obviously. Nothing to catch, but they're going to pick up a few items. They're going to pick up a full restore to heal later on to full before the last rival fight. And also the gold teeth.
Yes.
We'll see if Kukker picks up the revive. There's a hidden revive right before the surf house. That could be helpful for Koga.
Kurddt is skipping it. He does still have one, so he doesn't necessarily need it. But having to could make you run a lot safer. But on the other hand, there aren't that many places to die at this point.
Yeah, Erica is a place where it could potentially be helpful if you go in at low HP and miss Blizzard. Usually from there on, any of the scary fights you're going to save for, like Sylph Rival. Or if you die, you can just set up again if you have enough X items, which I'm not sure if Kurddt bought any extra X items for this race, for race purposes, but Kukker did buy quite a few X specials, although he did do the X special strat, so that might have been why.
Yeah. But he still bought a couple too many, I suppose, but it should be fine. He did not pick up the revive here. We'll see. He doesn't do it here he doesn't do it now anywhere else. He doesn't do it now either, so Kukker opting to not pick up the revive.
Yeah, so we'll see if he saves for Koga. They're doing the world record route, which means you'll be level 39 for this fight. The knob route, you're 41 going in. I believe you hit 42 before the wheezing, so you are a fair amount bulkier. And the wheezing's actually a much better range. It's 11 and 16 range on the knob route, and I don't recall what it is on this route, but it's 25% or so. I've never done that route, so I do not know.
I think it's 40.
I have the notes
40%.
here.
So I'm looking at chat, and it looks like we missed something because Kukker apparently did buy revives in the 11th time, so he doesn't need to pick up the revives.
Oh, good. Okay.
Which is an option. It's not usually not what people do, but it's definitely a safe option for races. I'm not sure if you had it. I haven't seen it, but I just believe chat here.
Yeah. Well spotted by some of our
Measuring it.
viewers here. Okay, Koga time for Kurt. So you want to enter this fight in Torrent, but high enough HP that you don't get Sludge from Weezing or from Muck. The Muck can still use Sludge. It's not likely to. I don't believe it's very rare for it to Sludge turn 1. It usually just uses Acid Armor or what's the other move? Oh, went for Sludge. Okay, well, Commentator Curse. I apologize.
Yeah. He didn't get poisoned, so it's kind of fine, but he does have to go for the range on the Weezing now. Or just heal, but I think he just goes for the range, and if he dies, he just revives.
Yeah. It's a very good place to use the revive.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a 6 and 16 range here. And he gets it. Very nice.
Does get it. Very nice. That's what you want to see.
Gutsy play pays off for Kurt there.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, Kukker got the worst move from Muck, well, other than Sludge Minimize. But he hits through, so that's good. So Kukker will also have to have a 16 or a 6 and 16 range. He's still in Torrent barely, and the Weezing will have a chance potentially to get a hit on him with Sludge.
Mm-hmm.
And Poison. Yeah, Sludge with Poison or Poison will kill him if he doesn't hit the range. But he also hits the range. Very good.
Definitely not conventional. It's something you never get in PB runs somehow, and then you always get it in race runs, which is definitely good for races. But, so yeah, Kukker is like 40 seconds behind Kurddt at this point, so it's definitely a lead for Kurddt, but not a big lead in any way. A lot of stuff can still happen.
Oh yes, for sure. So Kurt went out and delivered the gold teeth to the Warden to pick up strength, and then also is now flying to Pallet Town to head over to Cinnabar Island.
Yes, this is where he will pick up a key in the mansion. He might pick up Carbos, I do not know. He probably does.
Yeah, I think he does pick up Carbos with this speed.
I think they both do. And then they all fight Blade. So they pick up Carbos if they do it for higher speed, and then they can outspeed. I don't know which pokes on Blade. I think it's the Rapidash. And
yeah, potentially for the Rapidash. I think for both of them, their speed is fine for Rapidash, even without the Carbos. But the Carbos will help on Sabrina's Alakazam.
Yeah. Kurt does pick it up. And now, yeah.
So in chat, Bockwing saying Kukker shouldn't skip Carbos because he didn't fight Josh. He also fought a bug in the forest, the Caterpie, so he didn't get a speed EV for his extra experience as well. So he's a little bit lower on the speed EVs.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, both runners will also pick up Blizzard here, which is the move they will teach over Mega Kick. It's a very good move for both Dragon types and Grass types, which they will both see in a bit. So a fun part about Blaine's gym is having to answer the questions about the world of Pokemon. If you answer it wrong, you have to fight a trainer. If you answer it correctly, you don't have to fight a trainer. And we'll see if the runners know the answers. The questions are always the same, unfortunately. So if they just studied, they will get through.
Yeah, usually you get them wrong when you're mashing both A and B, and you mash the wrong button at the wrong time. But
yep, it definitely happens sometimes.
Yeah, there's one question after Blaine they're gonna have to answer, and if they answer that incorrectly, that's a massive time loss. We'll talk about that when we get there.
Definitely. So far, they both doing well in the test. Thing is, yeah, there's one more question for Kurt, and if he answered it correctly, he goes straight to Blaine. Which shouldn't be a scary fight, because he just surfaces every Pokemon, and then he's fine. I don't know if he's in Torrent. He probably is.
Yeah. He's at very low HP because he got Sludge.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He did up to you,
So-
actually.
Yeah, so here, we'll see how much... Yeah, he's got 6 Surfs, I think, so... Could potentially do a different strat on Erica as well, because he has 6 of them. You need 4 for this fight. You can Water Pulse the first 2. The Growlithe and the Ponyta. That usually only is necessary if you miss a lot of Surfs on Koga, though. On the Muck, for example. Or if you miss the Weezing range and have to... hit again. Kukker's at pretty low HP, or pretty high HP rather, so he's going to come out of Torrent at some point here. So he's actually going to X Special here to take some damage from Growlithe. To knock him into Torrent. That works perfectly.
So if Growlithe uses, I think it's Fire Blast there, you can get burned, and that is actually very annoying because you'll burn down to 0 HP and you can just die in this fight. But he went for takedown, so it's all good. It's really safe from now.
Yeah, crit would have been a death as well, so we're just glad to not see that.
Yep. Kurddt coming out of the blind fights, and now the question that you just talked about, talking to Bill.
Yep.
Bill is coming up, and he is this beautiful friend wants you to take to an wants to take you to an island, but you actually don't want to do it because you cannot get off the island unless you finish the quest. So you have to say no, and Kurddt manages to say no. Runs have definitely died to people saying yes to this, but again, if you just mash the correct button at the correct time, it's all good.
Yeah, we think it's about if you know what you're doing, it's about a 10 to 15 minute time loss. Because you have to go to Sevi Islands and there's some mandatory plot you have to go through, so you can't go back immediately.
Mm-hmm. But then again, I don't know if any of these guys have run... I know Kukker has run round 2 like months ago. I don't think Kurddt has any ever. So, yeah. If you don't know what to do, you will take a lot more time.
Yeah.
To get through it. But luckily, both these guys... Oh! You're visiting the gym once again. That is funny. A little bit of time was there, but it's completely fine. Just
I've never
staying
seen that
out
one before, for sure.
No. Probably he thought that he already was in the menu and scroll up to Pokemon. But he wasn't.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you try to menu fast, you just go too fast.
Alright, so Kurddt here hits level 42 after the first trainer in Erica's gym, which means he can use his 2 candies now to get level 44. He'll also teach Blizzard as well as Strength, because he has the Sandshrew. He'll teach Blizzard to the Blastoise, of course, which is a useful, but also at times very annoying move to use. So, and he'll possibly be using it on this fight coming up here.
Yeah. The Blizzard is annoying because if you thought Mega Kick had a better accuracy, well, Blizzard has an even lower one. It's 70% compared to 75%, and it's just very annoying if you miss it. And sometimes it's just run killing if you miss it. You often exact, but you cannot always improve your accuracy. So yeah.
Yeah, with an X accuracy, it's still 7% to miss. And we might see our racers if there's a strategy on certain fights, you can use 2x accuracies to make it 100% accurate. Lance is a perfect example where you have to hit 4 to 5 blizzards.
Yeah. I think even that stretch is 99% compared to 93%.
No, I think it's 100. Pretty sure
Is
it's 100.
Yeah. That is definitely what you want to do.
So Erica here, if you're not in Torrent, you have to Blizzard the Victory Bell, and then Blizzard the Vileplume as well. But because Kurt's in Torrent, he can surf this Victory Bell. Now, you can use an X Special on Tangela, and that allows you to use Surf Torrent on Vileplume. We'll see if Kurddt does that here. The Tangle is not super scary. He opts to go for the faster but slightly riskier strat of Bite. Giga Drain shouldn't kill him here. And he hits it, very good.
Yeah, that's what we want to see.
Yeah, he was perfectly safe from Giga Drain there. Kukker on the other hand is a range to die to Giga Drain from Vileplume. It's 25 to 29 with 30 high roll. So he's going to go for the slower but slightly safer strat. Oh, gets Giga Drain there.
Which is it is fine.
Yeah, so you definitely don't want to be doing what Kukker's doing if you're at very, very deep torrent, because it did about 17 damage there with Giga Drain. And so you don't want to just die to the Tangela. That would be awful.
Kukker does save a Blizzard this way and just more safely get through this fight. Now we see Kurddt cycling through Saffron City, entering Self Corporation, and he's gonna have a rifle fight here and a Giovanni fight. Yes, there is a strat where you actually the scientist is here. You can do a warp manip. So the boss is safer. He does have like 5 pokes, which is very annoying if you hit him, and he's totally unpredictable which ways he moves. So back manip is just the safest thing to do there, because he then cannot move for a couple of frames, which is enough for you to just pass by.
Yeah, so the other option, as Kupal said, is to go to floor 3, take a warp tile, and then you're pretty much guaranteed to pass him from the warp tile. It is a little bit slower though.
Yeah. Kukker just opting to run right through the guy. This is he could have gotten seen there, but I guess he was lucky.
Yeah, Kukker wants to try to save as much time as possible on Kurddt here. So nice little bit of risky play there. So now Kurt's going to save for Sylph Rival. This fight can kill you if you get really unlucky, but generally, especially since these guys are on the world record route, is not too bad.
No. So yeah, we talked about this earlier during the race. And if you do the nub route, the Gyarados that's coming up is a range, but now it just isn't a range, so it's much safer.
Yep.
But you can still get crits or whatever, and annoying things can still happen. So we'll see what happens to Kurddt here.
So we'll be setting up 2x specials and an X accuracy. This is a fight you could potentially use another X accuracy on to guarantee hitting Blizzard, but yeah, so we don't see that here from Kurddt.
Yeah. Both runners saving. You know, if they die here, it's just very annoying because you have lost X items and you just do not want to see it.
Yeah. So Blizzard's not guaranteed to hit, and you have to hit 2 of them. So. And so yeah, as Kupal said, on the knob route, you'd be level 44 here for the Gyarados, and it's a 11 and 16 range to die to Blizzard at +2. So usually, often on the knob route, you'll just set up to +1 X special, and then go for a 2-hit on the Gyarados. Which can be scary if you're below 40 HP because it has Dragon Rage. It's not guaranteed to use it, it's random AI, but it's still possible.
So far everything is going right for both of these guys.
Kukker hits the Blizzard there, very good.
Yep, Kukker getting out of the fight, and still like half a fight ahead. Kukker at this point. And yeah, he's gonna first fight his Gunston, and then he's gonna fight Giovanni. And then he can escape rope out of Sylph. I think there's not really a risky place. You can miss the range of the Kangaskhan, and even then I don't think it's... You can get hit, but even then it's good at the HP that he probably doesn't die at.
Yeah, he should be fine. You can also miss that Cubone range with Bite. It's a 13 and 16 range. You can go up to go Water Pulse, which is obviously guaranteed, but it loses a bit of time because of the extra text box from the super effective.
Yeah. Both runners actually just opting to bite it.
And Kukker missed the range. Got Leer though, so that's fine. If the Cubone Bone Meringues and crits, that's kind of scary. So a bit unlucky there for Kukker.
Now it's just mainly a little bit of time loss, which he does not want to see at all, because he's already behind. But you know, it is always better than just dying. Yep.
The Kangaskhan is also 13 and 16 range to go down in one hit, and because Cupel said it does no Mega Punch. Mega Punch will not knock out Kurddt. It does a little bit less than the HP that he had, but they got Fake Out there, so... And hits the range, so that's good.
Yeah, if he did not hit the range there, I assume that he was just gonna die there, but he's just totally fine. So Kurddt indeed getting through the Giovanni fight. Now he's gonna escape up out and go straight to Sabrina. I think he's also totally fine on that fight, because he did combos and does just outspeed everything, so there's no risk on getting confused or crit by any of the hurt pokes. Which is definitely what you want to see. So he's not gonna save for a little bit here.
Yeah, Kukker skipped the Carbos. It wouldn't have helped him anyway, because due to his speed as well as the speed EVs he picked up earlier. So he's going to have to use an X speed on the Venomoth, which knows Psybeam and could confuse you, so that he outspeeds the Alakazam.
Yeah. So we'll see what Kukker does if he opts for a safe strat. Well, it's just saving. Or just risk the confusion at all, completely.
Yeah, you need Torrent for this fight, obviously, because these things won't go down in one hit, and the speed is important just for the Zam. So. So Kukker will lose a little bit of time here due to that extra turn he has to take. Which is fine, because there's lots of time for him to potentially save later.
Yeah. I mean, it's mainly fights that can go wrong or just very slow in the Elite Four at this point. And I guess you could say cycling through Victory Road, but that should not be too much variance.
Yeah, if movement there is a little iffy, you can get an encounter, but
yeah,
both these guys are very good at executing and the overworld movement, so not expecting much to go wrong there.
No. But Kukker did not get confused or whatever, so he's totally fine in this fight as well. Now Kurddt is in back in the city waste, but he started going to fight Giovanni a bit, and despite being the final gym leader in the run, it's really not a hard fight. It's just mostly mash A. You can water pulse most things, and you can also serve a couple of things. You must serve a couple of pokes, but generally it's just mash A and you're fine. Same for Kukker. Just because these guys are both in Torrent, which you just set up throughout the run.
Yeah, so having Torrent here is really good, because some pokes you need Torrent. For example, the Nidoqueen on the second trainer, and as well as most of Giovanni's pokes, certainly the Nidos on that fight as well. And you only have a limited amount of Surfs, and you need some for Birdie and Rival. So if you're not in Torrent, you might have to take some damage on the Black Belt, which he's also not guaranteed to deal damage. Like, I think the Machokes have like Seismic Toss and Vital Throw, but I think they also have like Foresight, so they can just do nothing sometimes.
Yeah.
So you optimally just don't want to worry about that at all and just have Torrent going in.
So yeah, the fight directly after this one is gonna be a little tougher. Mainly because again you have to fight a rival, and again you can get crit, you can miss a blizzard, you can. A lot of bad things can happen, but we'll see if any of these guys get these unlucky situations. They should be fine for like a couple of minutes here.
This is kind of the calm before the storm. that's to come. So
it really is. One of the annoying things that can happen is that you run out of serfs throughout if you don't keep up your count correctly, and then the rival fight might become a little bit riskier. Because you just can't use your main move, but I expect both these guys to keep track of their count properly.
yeah, you need at least 2 for the rival serfs. You could use the third as a flex strat on Gyarados, depending on what he does to you, like if he uses Rain Dance. But yeah, you definitely want to have 2 there. If you're short, then I guess you kind of have to take the center, which is kind of slow. So.
So, do you want to know a fun fact?
Sure.
Ever since Poke Flute, the death split, Kukker has been 42 seconds behind Kurddt. So he's really keeping up with Kurddt, not losing time, not winning time. So we'll see what happens in the more tougher fights. But
yeah, that's really good. Because Kukker's had a slower Sabrina. He missed a range, so we're seeing some slight. I don't know. I don't recall if Kurddt hit any small bumps in the road along the way, but Kukker's definitely showing off his prowess at this game. And that's not to say Kurt's slouch either. Kurddt is extremely good at this game, but it's a very, very well-matched race here.
Yeah, it really is. So see Kurddt finishing off Giovanni here, and now the tough part, the exciting part starts again.
Yep, there's 6 fights left, and they all have their own brand of interesting.
Yeah.
So
that is completely true. So yeah, we see Kurddt cycling to the left now. He's probably gonna. Okay, so he's gonna super repel here, which means that he cannot waste too many steps in Victory Road itself, because he's more likely to get an encounter.
Yep, so this I believe is a slightly faster way of doing the repel management. It's one less menu. But yeah, you have to be perfect on that movement, because you do risk a few tiles at the end, and if you mess up your movement too much, you risk more tiles.
Yeah.
I don't think did we see a save from Kurddt? I don't believe we did.
He did not save, no. So despite this fight being risky, despite this fight being able to go wrong, he just opts to not save her to maintain his lead, I suppose.
He did get Feather Dance turn 1 from the Pidgeot, so he's got a decent chance, and I'm not sure if he's using a second X accuracy here as well. Looks like he might have.
Did, yes. Which, yeah, it just makes the fight a lot safer, because you're just 100% likely to just hit the blizzard, and yeah. It might be slightly slower though, so might be a place where Kukker.
Yeah, it's definitely slower. It's just a little bit safe. It's obviously quite a bit safer. So
yeah,
we probably won't see that from Kukker, especially since he got crit from the Pidgeot. That's kind of rough. Yeah, so he'll probably just use the 1x accuracy. Double crit, that is interesting.
That is very annoying. He just ups the potion here. Probably just a safer move. Also
Yeah,
because we did not quick attack. I did not know this.
Yeah, that's something that's very easy to forget. And also the Gyarados has Hydro Pump, so it can actually just hit you for damage. And also the Growlithe has Takedown. So there's a couple places you could take some damage, and being in red bar there is a little dicey. So you definitely want to not try to risk that.
Yeah.
And so on the knob route, this is another example of a range you get on the knob route that you don't get on the world record route, is that Venusaur is a 15 and 16 range with 30 to 31 special attack. But these guys don't have to worry about the range, they just have to worry about it hitting.
Yeah, which is sometimes also really scary. we have seen a couple of races where someone just missed a lot of blizzards in like one fight, which basically cost him all the lead he had. So even though it's 7% to miss, it can be very, very annoying.
Yeah,
and it sometimes may not look like 7%.
We didn't mention that you can pick up a calcium in the hideout as well, which boosts your special attack a small amount, gives you 10 special attack EVs. And that can improve some ranges in the run, particularly on Lance, but it can also make your special attack way too good for Lorelei, where you can actually knock her into heal range.
Yeah, I think you actually have to take off the black glasses if you pick up the calcium.
Yeah, that's definitely a good idea to do.
Anyway, both these runners just getting through the rival fight fine. And now the scariest parts are not hitting optionals in Victory Road and just the trainers that are coming up.
Yep, there are a lot of really nasty optionals in here. They have lots of pokes and not so fun pokes to deal with. So there's one in particular that has a Chansey. And Chansey has really bad defense, but really good special defense. And you don't have any physical moves. Well, Kukker will have strength on his Blastoise.
Yeah.
So that would be a good thing to have. But Kurddt, because he taught strength to his Sandshrew, that Chansey will be almost impossible to defeat. Wanli Wei's hit one in a race recently, and he forfeited the race because he just couldn't deal with it.
No.
It was just soft boiling and everything. It was awful.
Yeah, and even if you also do not have a lot of PP left throughout this cave, so
yes,
you also cannot serve a lot. You cannot. You basically cannot do a lot if you hit a trainer. You have to pick up an Ever or a Elixir somewhere, and it's just The better option is just to not get seen by any of these guys.
Yeah.
But it really does happen to the best of us.
Yep. In the meantime, it's just pushing boulders onto switches. No swag boulders in Gen 3, unfortunately. That's a funny little thing you can do in Gen 1. Ooh, Kukker messed up a bit of steps there. Ooh.
Couple more steps, so I think they are both on the don't waste too many steps repel count, so he might get punished for this later in the cave, but we'll see what happens. Kurddt using a cool trick to get on the bike there. He used select to clear the text box to instantly get on the bike, which is...
Oh, neat. I didn't know about that.
It's like only a tenth of a second faster, but you know, it's faster.
It's swag, so that's good.
And Kukker actually does have another super repel, so he is fine throughout this cave.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Alright, meanwhile, while Kukker's finishing up the boulders, Kurt's going to go deposit all of his pokes except for his Blastoise. He actually deposits the Blastoise along with his first poke, his first friend. That heals the Blastoise, and then he just withdraws it to get the second one in, because you can't deposit all your pokes. And it's,
Nope.
that's just the fastest way of doing it.
Yeah. There's a little bit of debate which PC menuing is the fastest, but it's literally about a second or two. It's done everything perfectly, so.
Alright, so Kurt's starting up Lorelei, which is probably the longest fight of the Elite Four, and there's the most RNG in this one probably as well.
Yeah.
Because Surf is not very good against a lot of these pokes, you have to use Bite on a lot of things, and as such, you have to set up a lot of X specials in order to knock everything out. And even then, 2 of the pokes are very bulky, so you have to 2 or even 3 hit them. We see we get Hail there from Kurddt, unfortunately. The Dugong's pretty much 1 in 4 to use each of its 4 moves: Safeguard, Hail, Ice Beam, Surf. Once it uses Safeguard, it's more likely to use Hail just because it won't use Safeguard again. So you optimally don't want to see Safeguard. And you also don't want to see Hail, obviously. And Kurddt got frozen, which is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah. It's not. It means that he has to full restore here, and you generally don't need to full restore on the Dugong quite yet. So it's just annoying to do this extra piece of menuing, but it's not awful.
Yeah, especially if you're at super high HP going into the Lapras. Lapras is more likely to use Confuse Ray if you're at high HP, so I'm not sure if Kurddt will see that. He's about 2/3 HP right now.
Kukker also getting frozen, actually.
Oh, that's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
Cloyster can also spam Protect.
So yeah, up until the last poke of Lorelei, it's all pretty straightforward. Bite most of the pokes, surf the... I don't know which poke it is, we'll see it on the
Oh, Kukker got Hail at the very last turn.
Oh no.
Even
Yeah,
after the full restore too. I'm not sure, I think it might have been Mockwing that he got Hail, or didn't get Hail after getting frozen, which is very rare because you have to take an extra turn.
Yeah.
So, and the late Hail is really rough because Hail hits Slowbro, and Slowbro is not Ice type, so it takes damage. It's not great.
So, Lapras showing off why it's annoying here on Kurddt's screen. Kurddt got paralyzed and beat by Body Slam. And again, he might just go for hitting through it now. He just ups to full restore again. Yeah, all this menuing is pretty slow for Kurddt. He does not definitely not want to do this. Probably hoping for a flinch here, getting it. Okay, so Kurddt is out of the Lorelei out now.
Yeah, I believe that Lapras also has Ice Beam, so I think it can also freeze you, but it's pretty much only uses it if you're really low HP.
Yeah. So Kurddt onto Bruno now. It's there are 2 different threats for this fight. It's you either use Guard Spec or I'm getting confused in the meanwhile. You either use Guard Spec or you just spam X specials until you X speed once. And I don't know. Yeah, he's probably gonna go for the spam X spec traps.
Yeah, so for high HP, you generally tend to go for the X, so you X special twice, and then if it Rock Tombs, and you obviously need to get Torrent as well. Once you get Torrent, you don't have to worry anymore.
Good, not getting
He didn't get Rock Tomb, that's interesting.
This is, that's a very unconventional fight here.
Yeah, he might be dead to Mach Punch here, so you might see a heal. I have to check what the rules are.
Sure that he's gonna be
Yeah, it's a range, yeah, so he's gonna heal.
Hopefully he does not see Rock Tomb here from the Hitmonchan. He doesn't. Okay, so now it's just he's cruising through this fight.
HP is probably fine. It's getting close to where it's kind of iffy. You don't want to level out a Torrent on Agatha or before Agatha, but he looks like he'll be fine.
It's close, but he's probably calculated it.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be fine.
So Kukker
See what
meanwhile-
HP Kukker has. So Kukker's a bit lower. We'll see if he goes for the guard spec strat. He does. Okay, so you guard spec and then you set up 2x specials or more, enough to get into torrent. And the rock tomb won't drop your speed because of the guard spec.
Hopefully this doesn't crit. It does.
Oh,
crit. Kukker did save, but this is just very annoying.
that's really unfortunate.
Wow. So Kukker has to do his setup again, which is obviously just slow. But yeah.
Kukker's been bodied by RNG this run. It's been unfortunate to see.
Yeah, really is.
But Kurddt could get bodied by RNG here. Let's hope that doesn't happen. I don't want to wish ill will on anybody here, but Agatha can be a bit of a troll.
Yeah. So the thing about Agatha is that you have to hit through double teams, or she just spams damaging moves, and I guess her spamming damaging move isn't the worst because you can just potion it. Okay, so
he gets Shadow Punch here, so he's gonna have to Super Potion.
Yeah.
She will Shadow Punch if she kill you with it, but if you are in high enough HP, she might just go spam double team a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so he didn't get a single double team there, so he's actually got a free fight. That's very nice. A bit dicey, but it works. I've seen it, but I'm not even sure if this happens at low HP, but on higher HPs that Gengar can use Toxic, which is not very pleasant to deal with as well, because very often that means using a full restore and then setting up a bunch of X specials. Because you need to set up to +4, I believe, to knock everything out.
Yeah, I think it's +4, and you can go to +3 or something, and then some things are a range of +2, but yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we'll see Kukker. Kukker's just getting through Bruno. Unfortunately, fell a little bit more behind there.
Yeah, I think he's about 2 minutes behind at this point. So definitely lost the definitely lost the compared to the 42 seconds he was behind earlier.
Yeah, so we'll see if he saves for any of the remaining members. He is not saving for Agatha. Okay.
He is going for the win.
Well, he needs to make up time here. I don't imagine he's going to save anymore from here on. Unless Kurddt gets bodied and then it gets close again, but we shall see. So usually in races, this is the one. If you're gonna save for just one fight, Agatha is the one you save for because a lot could go wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, he has to hit for his life. This is very scary. And he gets it. Okay. Gutsy play by Kukker pays off there. So he was a little more likely to hit that surf than if he had just used double team twice, but there was still a double team up, so it was still a reduced chance to hit. So very good to see. Kurddt starting up Giovanni gets a flinch on Gyarados to start. That's always nice. He's going to go for a strat where you bite and then set up an X spec and an X accuracy and then use 2 blizzards. If you would 31 special attack, you can go for a slightly riskier strat, which involves not biting first turn and bite twice after the setup and then a blizzard. Oh, he gets the crit too.
Yeah, very nice crit to get.
Beautiful. So this could be a healless Lance.
Yeah, that would be very quick. You generally always have to heal once, if not twice. But yeah, flinching the Gyarados there definitely saved Kurddt some time.
Yeah, because it uses Dragon Rage, and then when it can kill you with Hyper Beam, it will use Hyper Beam. So.
Yep. Kurddt does not want to learn Skull Bash.
Not a great move.
I don't even know what it does, to be honest. So
it's like it's a two-turn move. It's like
wow.
like Solar Beam. It's not very good.
I see. No.
And it's physical, which is obviously we don't want physical moves.
No.
Alright, so Aerodactyl. This thing can Ancient Power. Okay, let's hope we don't get... Okay, good. No boosts. The boosts are kind of bad because it increases Aerodactyl's stats, which is just time loss. And then also, if you try to surf from there, it's a range to die because of the increased special defense.
We do see Kurddt going for the more risky land strat here. By biting twice and then going for the blizzard.
So he's going to heal here probably because of Hyper Beam. That's a bit unfortunate.
Yes.
Oh, but he gets Dragon Rage. That's interesting. So he must have pseudo-rolled a low roll on the Hyper Beam.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is really not good for Kukker to get Dragon Rage spam.
No, it's definitely not good. He has to hit a blizzard here. Probably for his life even at this point.
Possibly, yeah. But he hits it, so that's good.
Yep.
Well, Kurt's going to start up Champ. So for Champ, you want to get to +2 or +3. +2, you need Torrent, but +3 without, and get your X speed up as well. And you optimally want to take as little damage here. So getting Sand Attack or Feather Dance from Pidgeot is optimal. Because of the guard spec you set up first.
A healless champ is great, but it's definitely harder to get on mild. He does get a lot of sand attack though, so this is a great Kurddt. Meanwhile, Kukker still hitting his blizzards.
So Kukker should be fine here. If he gets Ancient Power, he'll probably be in Torrent, so even if he does get the boost, he should be able to knock it out. But he got Wing Attack, so it's fine. A crit would have killed him, so that was good he didn't get that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Kurddt hitting his Blizzard here. So you normally set up an X accuracy on the Venusaur. If it uses Growth, you get 2 chances to hit the Blizzard. Or you could use an extra X accuracy if you have one and you want to be safe, but Kurddt opts to just go for it, I think. What happened there? Alright, so it would take a monumental stretch of bad RNG here for Kurddt to lose time and to lose this, or to lose enough time for Kukker to catch up. So we'll see what happens here. So the Gyarados is a 2-hit, and then the Arcanine has extreme speed.
Does get the Dragon Rage. Not too scary, hits the Blizzard. So I think the only thing it kills from here is just an extreme speed crit. And even that might not kill.
It's a range.
The range, okay. He does
40
just
to
heal
41 to 48 with a non-crit.
Right. So unless he... Okay, so yeah, Kurdt's through. I think.
GG's to Kurddt, well done.
GG's to Kurdtt, yeah. Very nice.
So that'll be a 207.
Yep. A very good time.
Well, Kukker is got a similar setup as Kurddt did on Pidgeot, so he could go healless as well potentially. I think at this point Kukker will probably play it safe because this is still a very good time for Kukker. Oh, we missed.
Oh no.
Oh. Commentator's curse. I'm sorry, Kukker.
Oh.
Luckily, he saved for Champ. So, as I was saying, this will still be a good time for Kukker. Lost a bit of time there, unfortunately. But definitely a good second place time potentially for him.
Definitely.
But that Blizz miss could be costly. Alright, Kurddt is done. GG's to Kurddt.
So he does get it to a 715, which does mean that he buffs Shiro and Magwing out of pot 1. Not Shirup out of pot 1.
Yes.
Shiru's to pot 1, but Magwing is now out of pot 1 for the next round.
So beat Sheer out by 7 seconds and behind Pickle Plop.
Yes. So I will mark Kurddt as done, and he might actually come in for a little bit of a talk with us.
Yeah, Kukker low HP here, so he could do a strat on the Venusaur where he doesn't use X accuracy and just goes bite and then torrent or surf torrent, but he's going to go for the X accuracy anyway.
Hopefully not missing it this time around. No, he does not. That's really good.
Okay, good. Kurddt.
Hello, hello.
GG's on the race, man.
Thank you. New race PB for me.
Very nice.
Pretty happy
So
with the blade. I definitely took a lot more risks than I normally do. But it worked out.
Yeah, it really did. Was it because you were against Kukker or just
For the most part, yeah. And I was kind of, we were really close, like almost the whole race. So it was like I needed to get an edge,
Yeah. Like
It
after
didn't end up mattering in the end, but
no. Like after the flute split, Kukker was consistently 42 seconds behind up until I think Lorelei even. And then then he died on Bruno and you were pretty clearly ahead.
yeah, I didn't
definitely
save
good
for
back.
Bruno, so I was quite worried there.
Yeah.
Especially when I had super on the Hitmonchan. But,
Anything in particular didn't go well on your end? It looked like pretty clean.
I missed the run to bike before entering Rock
Yeah.
Tunnel. Kind of embarrassing, but at least I didn't hit the optional.
No.
Yep.
I just missed the select button, the classic.
Kukker's just finishing here.
Yeah.
GG's
210.
Kukker.
210, high 210.
It was a really, really fun race. Oh my god.
Yeah, so this is an interesting result for Kukker because he is just on the edge of pot 3 with this result.
Yes.
So he knocks Amoeba out.
Yeah, I think Kukker not advancing would definitely not be a result anyone expected.
No.
Yeah,
If you look at those pick'ems.
No. Definitely not.
he lost a lot of time on the Elite Four. Unfortunately, he died. to Champ as well.
Yeah, I saw he died on Bruno
Missed Blizz
And,
on
uh,
Venusaur as well.
and Champ as well. Yeah.
Yeah, he really got body of RNG this time around.
I believe he also missed 10 kicks.
He missed
So-
10 kicks, yes.
Yeah, I don't think. Oh no, I only missed kicks on Surge, which was a double team.
Oh, hello,
So,
Roush.
Pretty good.
Roushmore. GG's, nice try, man.
Okay, so Roush is in the voice, but you cannot hear him, so...
You use Roush.
I am here now.
Sorry
Okay.
about your early game.
Yeah, it existed. I kind of want somebody to go through and mathematically figure out what those odds were.
Mhm.
What was it? It was 4 or 5 Hyper Fangs in a row, and then the one turn that I would have gotten to kill it, it flinched me.
Yeah, that was really awful. It was really unlucky early game.
I actually didn't realize that I had snapped out of confusion on the Starmie turn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I actually thought that I was dead immediately because I thought I turned away. Just as a quick heads up for everybody, when you are racing, make sure that you know exactly what your stats are, especially your nature,
Oh,
because
no.
that was what happened for
Brock.
Brock. Yeah,
Ah.
I had put in all of my calcs that I was rash because all of the other practice runs that I had done, for some reason, I don't remember ever having done a mild before, and so I was in a
Ooh.
mild mode. and I didn't have my stream or the other stream up. So it wasn't until I died to the I think it was the third time that I looked over and was like, wait, I'm mild. So
Yeah,
just
That explains it. Yeah.
yeah.
that's really unfortunate.
Well,
Yeah.
GG, Kurt.
Yeah, GG's. Thanks for
Yeah.
racing.
Congrats, Kurt.
Thanks, Kukker. GG, well played. We were neck and neck for most of that.
I mean, you were ahead, I think, for most
Yeah,
part,
but
basically.
I mean, less than a minute. You know, anything can happen.
True.
I think
I'm
everything
really-
happened to Kukker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you really held on, but E4 just demolished you. It was painful. But
Yeah.
GG's on your run anyways.
I mean, it's kind of my fault. I forgot to get the arrive in Mount Moon, which lost me at least a minute. It was
If
pretty
nothing
silly.
else, you still have the top time in the tournament, though, right?
Yeah, but
So far,
it
yeah.
won't really help me with this, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so in terms of the prizes, that still is in the running, because it's first, second, third, and then best time in the tournament. So if nothing else, you're in a good position to at least make some cash. I'm just
If
saying, man.
he wanted to win.
Well,
though.
everybody
Still a
wanted
possibility
to win.
to advance, but
Come on, yeah.
we'll
I
have to
mean,
see what happens.
No
I
offense,
don't
it
know.
is kind of a long shot.
Yeah, of course.
Mhm.
But yeah, good race, guys. That was good. It was very entertaining.
Yeah, GG's guys. It was really fun.
GG.
GG's.
And
So
thanks again,
next-
casters. For the good commentary.
No problem.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah. So next race will be tomorrow.
Let's see when it is. It is.
It's at 10 a.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
7 a.m. Pacific. So rip to our West Coast people. In Europe, it's sometime in the afternoon, like 3 or 4 p.m.
It's 4 p.m. Yeah.
And it's featuring Kadir and Ananon and Thunder.
Yes. Which is going to be a very good race as well.
Indeed,
So,
yes.
All right.
And Thunder. Someone said it was the battle of the encyclopedias of this game.
Yeah, I think it was me. Thunder's always in chats helping people. Ananan is always in chats helping people. They both know a lot about this game, so it's really the battle of the encyclopedias. So it's gonna be a fun one. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I think we'll be off here. We'll hope to see you guys tomorrow as well. And hope you all enjoyed it.
Yep. GG's again to our racers, and we'll see you all soon.
GG.
GG.